壮丽70年，奋斗新时代。欢迎收看
The
庆祝新中
70th
国成立70周
anniversary
年
is
大型
celebrating this new era. So, welcome to our live streaming about the Hubei province to celebrate the 70th anniversary of PRC.
很高兴今天和苗凯一起带着大家走进湖北，我们看发展，说成就。
We are going to take you to Hubei province to see the achievements in Hubei and the past 70 years. Hubei is in the northern part of Dongting Lake. It is an abundant place. It has convenient transportation. And water is the biggest feature of Hubei province. There are big rivers and big lakes in Hubei. They have Han River, Dong Lake, and Hong Lake. Almost every district in Hubei has lakes and rivers. Hubei has its bond with Yangtze River, with a total length of over 1,000 kilometers transpassing Hubei province. President Xi Jinping visited Hubei in 2018, saying that Yangtze River is the mother river of the Chinese nation, and we have to protect it. According to President Xi, in our generation, we cannot tolerate the further pollution of Yangtze River. We have to leave a clean Yangtze River to the descendants. According to the instruction, in recent years, we have started the greening process of Yangtze River. Now, considering the special location and the full protection, Hubei has its unique charm. In the longest river, Yangtze River, we have built a bridge across it, and the #1 blast furnace is officially put into operation. The Three Gorges project has been successfully completed. That's gonna be very conducive to national economy. Welcome back for the live streaming to celebrate the 70th anniversary of the founding of PRC, the series in Hubei. Just now, we have seen the frames about the achievements in Hubei province, including #1 blast furnace, the Yangtze River Bridge, and the Three Gorges Phase 1 project. So, reading those news years ago, we were hit that in the past 70 years, Hubei's development is relevant to Yangtze River. It's like a bloodline. It's felt in every corner of Hubei province. Well said. Yangtze River supports Hubei province. It is also home to a lot of rare species. Now let's look at the map to have the details. Yangtze River flows from the west to east while crossing by Hubei province. Many cities develop by relying on the river. Now, let's look at Hubei's landscape along Yangtze River. This is Danjiangkou Reservoir. It's the starting point of the national project of water diversion from south to north. The dam was built in 1970s. Because of the reservoir, we have successfully intercepted the Yangtze River. The Hanjiang River a major branch of Yangtze River will flow into this reservoir. So the water from this reservoir supports Hubei people, and also it will support 20 cities in the summertime because of the adjustment of the reservoir. There will be cool weather in the surroundings, and the water is very clear. Here, the ecological landscape is surrounding the reservoir. It's like we are walking in a picture.
如果丹江口水库留给人的是静谧的印象，那么现在我们看到的
This reservoir impressed us with a beautiful picture. Now we came to the Three Gorges Dam. It's more magnificent. It's the biggest water conservancy project in the world. When the dam is open, Yangtze River will flow from this dam with magnificence. The Three Gorges plays a key role in guaranteeing the water supply in Yangtze River. In most times, Yangtze River is calm, but with high dam, we can also view the beautiful lakes below. The ships could take the elevators. That's a very unique landscape. And we follow the stream to the ancient pathway of Yangtze River. With a renovation of Yangtze River channel, this place was left to be a wetland. You could see the deers. They are chasing after each other through the grassland, and also they are running through those wetlands. This place is actually a protection and preserve zone for the cowfish. They are happily swimming across this river. Yangtze River is home to those lively species.
长江孕育出了众多湖泊，武汉东湖
Yangtze River has given birth to a lot of lakes, including the Eastern Lake in Wuhan. So they built a green corridor around the lake. The lake is meandering across the green corridor is meandering across the lake, and the beauty of the lake is because of the quietness here. It has become a very good place for people to get close to nature. In October, the 7th veteran sports activity will be held. And also, the biggest national sailing base is in the middle of the Eastern Lake. So, Miaokai, after viewing those beautiful shots of Hubei province, are you impressed? Yes, Hubei is surrounded by the water. If you just pay one visit to Hubei province, you would feel yourself the flexibility because of the water. We just now saw the big rivers and lakes in Hubei province, particularly those legacy history from the Chu state. President Xi Jinping in 2018 visited Hubei province, declared that we must be decided to relocate the heavily polluting enterprises. So we must clean the waste, clear the soil, and protect the Yangtze River. So renovating the Yangtze River ecological environment will be the priority. We are not quitting the development of Yangtze River. Instead, we are highlighting green development. Hubei province has been practicing those instructions. For example, are reforming the chemical industries along Yangtze River. I'm wondering what about the results. Speaking of the results, I think Jingzhou City in Hubei province is a pioneering city. It is a node of Yangtze River. When the Yangtze River crossed by Jingzhou City, it has become more magnificent and wild. So because of that special location, the protection work will be harder. Now, our journalist is by the riverside of Jinjiang. Hello, Jingyi. Could you introduce to us about the information about the reform of the chemical industries? Morning. I am now in the Jingzhou section of the Yangtze River. In the aerial camera, we see something interesting. There is a slope connecting the river and the land, built of cement. Why are we building this slope by the Yangtze River? The answer is shown in this photo taken in 2016. It's called the number 13 Jingzhou City Port. The truck carrying the sands and stones is crossing by this port and unloading it by the riverside. Jingzhou is born because of water. It has the golden waterway. So because of the good location, developing the waterway system is quite advantageous. Jingzhou City has about over 498 ports, and most of those ports are built with sand and stones. This map is a map of the ports distributed along 17 kilometers. There are a lot of them. 44 of the ports are shown in this section, and 40 of them are built of sand and stones. They could carry 15,000 tons of sand and stones every day. So it's equivalent to about 7 stories of buildings. If we pile them up, all of the red dots are already cancelled. The 40 mentioned ports built for sand and stone carriage already were abandoned. For the next step, they will do the afforestation. Starting from this year, this section will begin the afforestation work, but it's not an easy job. Let's look at here. Previously, those roads are paved with cement, so to build the trees, you have to get the cement off. And we have already built about 12,000 trees, taking about 900 mu of land area. Now let's look at the before and after. On the left, that's before afforestation. It's very disorderly. On the banks, there are piles of sands and vehicles, but on the right side, it's greener. We just took this frame 2 days ago. We have rows of trees planted along the riverside. It's like a 40 meters width of the green belt along the Yangtze River. 90% of the ports along this section were already abandoned. So on the 2 banks, we have built 340,000 mu of green area. I think not long after, this place will be all green. Thank you, Jingyi, for the introduction. Not just Jingzhou, all the other prefectures and cities along Yangtze River are reforming the banks and the chemical enterprises. Yichang, as another example, it already has started the reform. Chemical industry used to be the pillar industry for Yichang. It takes up about 1/3 of the overall chemical industry output in Hubei province. And for the chemical enterprise located close to 1 kilometer radius of the Yangtze River, they also take up 1/3 of the total output in Yichang City. But now Yichang has to transform its economic structure with certain price. So Yichang is very decisive. It takes an inside look at itself to reform its chemical industry. According to the goal, before the end of 2020, for the chemical enterprises located within 1 kilometer of the Yangtze River, they will be reduced to 0. Yichang used to be born of chemical industry. At the same time, it causes damages like waste air and wastewater. What is the rare resource? Of course, ecology and environment. We cannot benefit ourselves at the expense of our descendants. 134 chemical industry will be cancelled. Along 20 kilometers of the Yangtze River, they will be built with trees. In addition to greening, they also need to go further. They have to do upgrading, for example, phosphorus chemical. They could develop it from just a fertilizer into electronic phosphorus products. And also, 1/7 of the world's piano is produced in Yichang. They have a smart manufacturing system. The glass is produced in Yichang. That is Yichang City. You could feel it and see it in your everyday life. Welcome back for the series to celebrate the 70th anniversary of the founding of PRC. Today the show is about Hubei. We just saw the bridge. It's really impressive. And actually we just show the bridge in Wuhan city, not just the whole province. There are over a dozen of such bridges in Hubei province. So Hubei is very experienced in bridge building. And such a team of bridge building has even gone global. For example, the bridge in Hong Kong. So by improving infrastructure and building connectivity, the national strength has been showcased. Yangtze River not just gave opportunity to Hubei province, but also offer a lot of inspiration. Indeed, water is the beauty of Yangtze River. There are a lot of inspirations coming out of it. For example, there is a branch called the Yangtze River in Jinmen city of Hubei province. They built such a demo airport in that city. Last October, 3 wide-bodied airplanes, AG600, succeeded in its trial flight. And on May the 1st this year, AG600 began another trial flight. Now, our journalist is going to take you there.
This is
Zhanghe Airport. Unlike usual airports, the water is connected with the runways. AG600 began its first flight above the water. To have a better understanding of this airport, now we will go into it. AG600 is 37 meters wide, and it's self-developed by China. It's the biggest such airplane that can fly over land and water. In the below part of this airplane body, it looks like a ship, so it can navigate and land on the water. It can be used for rescue or fire putting out in the forest. Watching this video, it's really inspiring, but in the interest of time, we cannot watch more. If you really want to know more, you could go to Jinmen City on site. Today, the topic is about Hubei province and its relation with Yangtze River. It's really like a pioneer of this new era, like we shared. Hubei is dynamic and innovative. I do want to know what others does Yangtze River bring to Hubei province. The spirit of innovation has already sprung out in Hubei province. In May this year, Xi Jinping has said that central provinces must actively participate in digitalization, connectivity, and intelligence jobs. Hubei is such a pioneer in leading the efforts of innovation. Next, we are going to present you another innovative city called Xiangyang. Do you know anything about Xiangyang? Xiangyang is a historical city. Actually, I've never been to Xiangyang myself, but I think, speaking of the name, I will be reminded of its history because it was the birthplace of Chu culture and Han culture. I have a classmate in college. I see his WeChat moments, usually about the landscape at night in Xiangyang. It's really beautiful. So the Xiangyang people have their own sense of happiness. Now Xiangyang has been transformed into a modern city. It has built the 5G connection and the automobile demo factories. Now our journalist will show you the 5G connected vehicle system in Xiangyang. Now, please introduce to us what you see on the site. Morning. 5G plus automobiles. What will be the result? I'm curious myself. So today, I will do an experiment with you guys. I have already called upon a vehicle. It's an automotive vehicle with no man driving. Now let's get inside. Because we have a security people here with us. It has no rear view mirror, and this is the central control system. And behind me, that's the 5G signal. The vehicle is already on. The door will be open so that you can have a clearer view. Can the automobile watch out just like an experienced driver? Now, it senses the pedestrians, so it waits 2 meters in front of those pedestrians. Now it moves on. In addition to wait for the pedestrians, the vehicle can also recognize the traffic lights or other traffic signals. For example, it can recognize the bicycles, and then it will maintain a distance from those vehicles. Now it already senses the red light, so it stops. When it stops, it's a little bit sudden. Now the traffic light is turning green, and the automobile is moving again. When I'm taking this drive, I don't feel any noise. So this is an EV, an electric vehicle, and 5G connection is like the nerve system. So when the nerve system is agile, the vehicle will respond rapidly. Now it's slowing down, and it's stopping by the destination we have designed. We just feel the automotive driving function, and this vehicle has another function that is remote control. This is like a cabinet for automotive control, remote control. The staff person will control the vehicle from this remote place as long as there is 5G covered. With this technology, our anchors sitting in the showroom of Beijing office can control this vehicle. So that's about 5G application in automotive industry. It's not very mature. It still takes a long way, but we are exploring, and we can gradually picture the blueprint of future life with 5G support. Now back to you. Thank you, Madam Jing, for giving us the demonstration of 5G application. We are really looking forward to our future smart lifestyle. Innovation is everywhere, and it can do everything. Still, another technology in Hubei province. We've heard about Guanggu in Wuhan city. It's like a Silicon Valley in Wuhan, home to a lot of technology gurus. This beam of light is the first applicable optic fiber in China. It can allow 30 billion people to contact each other at the same time. In Arctic Valley, Guanggu, they have chip technology, and just with a blink of eye, they can get their identity recognized. They can also improve the visibility of the cameras, and also the chips for the Beidou navigation system. There are also solutions for AI technologies in the valley. And also the aerial building construction machines can finish building a machine within 4 days' time. The robotic technologies to do operations.
70年是共和国的成长史，也是几代人的奋斗。
The past 70 years witnessed the growth of China and also the generations of Chinese people. When China was founded, the rail system cannot run out of the province, but by the end of 2018, the total mileage of railway is over 4,000 kilometers, and 63 flights can reach 29 countries and regions. So we witnessed the industrial growth in Hubei province. In 13th five-year plan, there are 4 state-owned major industries, from heavy industry to chips. And those people witnessed the opening up. In 1979, only 103 people started their small businesses by selling small commodities. In 1991, the first stock was listed. Now, there are about 209 free trade-related pilot projects, and the bridge was built across the Yangtze River. In total, now 20 bridges relevant to the theme of Belt and Road initiative were built. Within 70 years' time, the per capita green area has been greatly increased to about 10 square meters. 10,000 cages were going to the village level for the settlement building, helping 4.9 million people out of poverty. 75% of the fiscal expenditure was used for improving people's livelihood, so everyone could benefit. Thank you for staying with us for this series. Today, we are just presenting you several examples of the achievements in Hubei, but those changes are already transformative and disruptive. If you live on this piece of land, then the locals would have the best say in the changes. I'm really curious about how the locals are feeling of the changes in the past 70 years. Have they improved their sense of attainment? Wuhan, the capital city of Hubei province, usually has a saying that every day will be different. So as a local, they feel the change in their surroundings. For example, Yangtze River is crossing by the city, so they have such a beach area to enjoy. There are flowers and the green area. And the Hubei people have a strong sense of protecting the water area. In northern China, when we meet our friends, we may say that we're going to meet in some plaza, but in Wuhan city, they will say that let's meet along the beach or in what port, so that's different. Now let's connect with our journalist, Liu Feng. Thank you for bringing us the beach of Hankou. What is the role of this area? Good morning. Welcome to the river beach in Hankou City. So this is the Hankou Beach. And this is the biggest beach park with the #1 flood just ebbing away. And now we are seeing this platform again. That's why today I could stand very close to the river for this show. First of all, I would love to show you a panorama of this place, about this park. From this area show, it's very green in the park. And between the city and Yangtze River, it's like a natural screen. It's really a natural screen to fend off the flood, but also a good place for leisure and entertainment. Now, the Wuhan locals could walk into this beach and have close contact with Yangtze River, but that's unimaginable before. Before, locals said that even though we are close to the river, we cannot see it. From those photos, it's very clear why. That's decades ago. You could see that on the beach, there are so many factories. It's very difficult for people to access the river. And also, seeing such a disorderly settlement, you really don't have the mood to stay here longer. But now, the beach has changed. That is the result of our 70 years of efforts of protecting the environment. On the bank of the river, you will better feel the harmony between man and river. And there are several key words of that relationship. That is courage. Still, with the ancient photo that's taken in 1998 is group photo taken in the beach of Han River. Those people were staff people to protect this place. They signed this contract, and on it, it writes that we're gonna live and die along with the river. Today, we don't need such courage to protect Yangtze River anymore, but such a memory is still left on this beach. This sculpture has 3 columns in the middle. They represent 3 water levels of flood in 3 years. In the middle, that's 1953. And on the left, that's 1998. And on the right, that's 1931. 3 different water levels in 3 years. History leaves such memories here to tell us that for descendants living along the river, we used to have such difficult time with Yangtze River. In the recent 8 years, on the bank of this river, particularly Wuhan, Wuchang Beach, Hanyang Beach, were respectively built, and they were beautified. Now Wuhan locals can have very happy time along these banks. The citizens may swim in the river or walk by the riverside. So they are very close with the water. That's the way of Wuhan locals to express their bond with the water. Another relationship is represented by such a light show at night. When the night falls in Wuhan city, the city will exhibit a very beautiful landscape. Those lights are actually reflecting the 70 years of man and river relationship, which has changed. To better feel the change, we do welcome you to come to Hubei province and walk by the riverside. Then you will feel firsthand the charm of Yangtze River. So that's all I am introducing to you. Now back to you guys. Thank you, Liu Feng. I think in the end he still wants to say more. The beach surrounded by clear water and green trees is really deserving the protection of locals. The beach is like a gift to the locals. In every aspect of their daily life, Hubei people are really grateful. For example, the cuisine. Hubei province is a main grain production area. We even have some poem describing the abundant production, particularly the fishery industry in Hubei province. Also, the lobsters are very famous in Hubei. Last year, during the World Cup, the lobsters were taken through the express train to arrive in Europe. The fans from across the world were impressed by those lobsters from China. And according to those people, the World Cup without the Chinese lobsters is not the real World Cup. And Qianjiang is the main production area of the lobsters, and now it's the high time for lobsters. In summer in Hubei, usually people would love to eat lobsters. I love the spicy lobsters. They're sweet and spicy. It was said that no one lobster could escape the dishes of Hubei people. We use this big pot to cook lobsters. In Wuhan city, almost every street has a lot of such shops cooking lobsters. In 4 nights' time, the lobsters eaten by the locals can actually connect to Beijing and Wuhan city inland. Lobsters are what people usually eat in summer. They seem to have their own stories. In the cities, they're really leaving beautiful memories for people. Hubei is also home to the rice production. And lobsters have a close relationship with the rice, the paddy fields. The lobsters are living in these paddy fields. In such a romance in the field, it's actually a wisdom of the local farmers. The lobsters in summertime may get inside to cool itself. So lobsters will get fatter because of the paddy fields. For the lobsters growing in the paddy fields, they would look red. Otherwise, they will be black. And also, with the lobsters company, the rice grown in these paddy fields are sweeter. 7 of 10 lobsters come from such rice production area. Hubei is the biggest production area of lobsters. It's the first industry with a total aggregate output of over 100 billion. In such a cool breeze, such two industries are developing hand in hand.
这个有关于小龙虾的这个短片看完啊，真的是看饿了。虽然我们离饭点还早。
I'm getting hungry watching this video, even though it's not lunchtime.
是的，你看我们程远道而来，从湖北广电总台，从武汉来到北京，你看。
Chengzhen has come from Wuhan to Beijing. It's really a long way. Have you brought any gift? I'm sorry I didn't bring lobsters, but I bring a color of lobsters. That's what I'm wearing, the lobster red. The lobsters are really popular, so the color gets popular. Hubei has a lot of delicious food. Now let's take you to have a taste of the others. This is imagination on the tip of your tongue. We are cooking food, but we are tasting the history. The materials are generous gifts of this land. The different cooking methods would actually soothe the local people. There are fragrance from those kitchens, and the different cooking methods would show the techniques of the cook. The food reminds people of their homesickness. It lets people have a sense of belonging. Now let's talk about the clothes in Hubei province. Chen Chen just now showed the lobster red color. Our fathers must have better understanding of a street, and their hand clothes are very popular nationwide, and we have many creative streets with original designs. Now we are going to take you to see the fashionable clothes in Hubei province. In the wholesale history, the Hanzhen Street was famous. But now, the Hubei people are designing by themselves. Now let's look at those creative streets. The chimneys and the red buildings are the factories. But now they have upgraded their production lines. They don't have the streamlining anymore, producing the same kind of clothes. Instead, the clothes are more original and unique. You must want to try your design. The lights, the models, the music, and the stages would give you some deep impression of the fashion. Opening the door, you will see the stage of Hubei province shown to the whole world. So the fashion in Hubei province is really persuasive. Now, about traveling. Hubei does well in traveling because of its natural strength. In addition, it has built a lot of infrastructure and transportation. So, in essence, it has eradicated poverty. Yes, for example, in the mountainous areas, there are a lot of treasurable resources, but they cannot get out. Now, with transportation, the people are lifted out of poverty. Aside from that, Hubei province has some cool places, even though the whole nation is wrapped by the heat. Now, let's connect with another journalist from Hubei TV. Where are you? Is it very cool out there? Hello, I'm in Enshi, Xianfeng County. It's a tourist spot, Pingbaying tourist spot. You must heard it yourself. Some local ladies are taking the tourists dancing together. In such a hot season, it takes courage to dance outside, usually, but this place is different. It's the biggest ancient forest area in central China. There are about 120,000 mu of ancient forest, 96% of forest coverage here. So it's very cool down here. To give you some statistics, according to the meteor, now the temperature is about 24 or 25 degrees Celsius. It's very cool down here. So you must envy me right now. It's really a place to escape from the summer heat. And that's why there are a lot of visitors here. But years ago, it's different. Because it's located in Wuhan mountainous area with poor transportation. In ancient times, villagers cannot get out. Their annual income was only 6,000 RMB yuan. But now, with highways and the roads specially designed for tourism, the tourism resources are better developed and people has a better life. I discovered that many guest houses are opened by the local farmers. Some villagers come to work in the tourist spots. I interviewed some people, saying that 80% of the staff in this tourist spot are actually the local villagers. So tourism solves employment issue. Their annual income is about 60,000. That's 10 times more. Those changes I introduced are not just about the living standard of the locals. Their concept and their lifestyle have changed as well. This place used to be a forestry area. People used to log the trees and sell the wood for a living. But now, they are selling the landscape. For example, those tree houses, they're really popular. But when they were built, those wood were never taken down from those trees. You could see the complete trees surrounding the houses, so it looks more original. In this way, we protect the ecology and the tree houses are more unique. So green is gold. Protecting ecology is protecting productivity. Today, we have shown you so many changes in Hubei province, the greening of Hubei province. So I really want to invite our netizens from the nation to come to Hubei and have a close contact with nature. Thank you for the introduction. We could feel the coolness. Now Hubei has entrepreneurship and also such cool tourist spots. Many foreigners are showing their interest in Hubei. They want to settle down here. The consulates in Hubei province are in large numbers. There are also some international activities and events in Hubei province. Hubei is a sought-after place right now. For example, the 7th Veterans Sports Competition is held in Hubei. We welcome you to come to Hubei. The Hubei people are very hospitable. Now let's look at the Hubei in the eyes of foreigners.
Industry for grow the city, for the buildings and everything, it's something unique. It's something that we're going to take down there to Mexico.
Hubei has many other things that are interesting to Uruguay. There's an important development in the services industry, in the IT sector that Uruguay would like to explore.
To jesu iste kompanije, ali su proizvodi novi, što je najbolji primjer kojom brzinom napreduju kineski.
I was envious of Wuhan because we have so much water.
Museum and the very beautiful findings and the objects there in the museum, and the Yellow Crane Tower and the view from the tower.
昔日一城黄河去，次第空余黄河楼。黄河一去不复返，白云间在空悠悠。
Chinese universities are world class, including universities in Wuhan.
I see a lot of potential.
Wuhan has another important aspect for our country, a French-speaking country.
Wuhan has a sister city in Iceland called Kópavogur. There is a beautiful concert hall and conference center, and this glass facade was made by a company in Wuhan.
Чемпионат по футболу в Москву, я обязательно советовал попробовать выпить циндавского пива с китайскими раками из Уханя.
You have the Yangtze River to take you to the rest of the world.
Haut et fort au monde entier, dérobé par le fleuve de Yangtze au monde entier.
湖北从张家
走向世界。
这里是湖北，极目楚天舒。
This is Hubei. We could feel the charm of the true culture. Lakes and bridges are covering Hubei province. Hubei has beautiful scenery. In springtime, you could enjoy the greenness, and in summer, you could shake off the heat, and in winter, you could snowboard. So anytime you're welcome in Hubei. We invite you to come and enjoy the happiness in Hubei. Tomorrow, our series will continue, so please stay with us.
"展示共和国70年光辉历程，展现18大以来历史性变革。全国新闻战线共同行动，大型主题采访活动“壮丽70年，奋斗新时代”全面启动，贯穿全年，覆盖全国，挖掘普通百姓的中国故事，揭示中国人民的。
We will discover the stories of the Chinese people to reveal the struggling spirit of the Chinese people. We will celebrate the 70th anniversary of PRC and congratulate the great achievements.